Good afternoon, everyone. So we are going to start our class now. So we have now with us Abhay, Deepak, Dipti, Gaurav, Jaipal Singh, Kanishk, Lagan, Priyam, Rishabh, Ritik,
Present, sir.
Sahil, Shriyansh, Shubhang, and Yashasvi. So we are going to.
Present, sir.
Yeah, very good. Good morning. We are going to start it. So before we start today, let me just take you what we have studied yesterday. We have studied about what the consideration is. So consideration is nothing but something in return. And I played one song also, two songs also for you, that you have also recognized those songs. It was comprising of some consideration and some business, that is some contract was to be done. And then we further proceeded with certain essentials of the consideration, or you can say definitions, and definitions also from the two sides. That is, one is from the English law and another one is from the Indian law. After that, we have also gone with some essential privity of contract, that when can the stranger be a part of the contract, when can stranger enforce the contract for the sake of consideration. And also we went for some exception to the doctrine of the privity of the contract. So today we will be starting what are the kinds of consideration. So here if you see the diagram shows there are three kinds of consideration over here. One is executory consideration, executed consideration, or which is to be, which has already, the consideration which has already been taken. If you see the definition of consideration, it itself says that when at the desire of promisor or promisee or any other person has done or abstained from doing, does or abstains from doing, or promises to do or abstain from doing something, such act, abstinence or promise is called consideration for the promise. So now from this definition itself we can say there are three types of consideration, that is executory, that is future consideration, executed consideration, and the consideration which has happened in past. Actually when we say executed consideration, it comprises of mix of a past and the present, but at least one thing is present, that's why we just call it as a executed consideration. Now executed consideration, it means that it makes the form of a promise to be performed in the future. For example, if a person goes into an engagement with a girl, so both of them promises to each other to marry in future. So engagement itself is a contract to marry in future. So this is called executory or future consideration. Next is your executed or present consideration. It is in which it is an act or a forbearance. Now see, the promise has already taken care in future or executory consideration. So here the act of forbearance or any act or forbearance made or suffered for a promise will be taken care of in this type of consideration. So in other words, the act constituting consideration is wholly or completely performed, then it is called executed or present consideration. For example, if A pays today ₹100 to a shopkeeper for goods which are promised to be supplied the next day, so A has executed his consideration. A has executed his consideration, and it will be called executory. Actually, the B's part is still remaining. B's part is still remaining, but here it will be called an executory consideration. executed consideration only. Maybe part may be remaining itself, then also it will be called as such, because at least half part is completed. For example, sometimes you might have done some online shopping and you pay Amazon or Flipkart some amount, and the goods will be received after a certain period of time. So in this case, the amount which you have paid now through your credit card or debit card is a executed one. So you have already given your part of consideration. So the other part of consideration will be executed by the Amazon when it will be giving the goods to the house. Sometimes it is also done in the form of cash on delivery, COD. So when we are doing COD, all the things happen in actual present. On one hand, you take the delivery of the goods. On the other hand, you give the money to that person, cash on delivery. Or whenever we are going to get some goods from the market, this is also called executed present, or you can say the present form of consideration. Now next is past consideration. So let me tell you one thing. In Indian Contract Act only, this past consideration is considered. Otherwise, in English contract, there is nothing called past consideration. So they believe in that whatever has happened in past is gone. So whatever is happening now, or something which is going to happen in future, will only be considered as such. Okay. So here, something which a person has done in the past and in future, that is in present, he actually recognizes that the other person is recognizing that he has done something in past, and he want to, you can say, give the money of the act which has been done in the recent past. Such promise will also be called as, or it will be considered as a valid consideration. Okay, so we will see some examples. So here it is written, the last line, that is, the English law actually doesn't recognize the past consideration. It only recognizes the executory or executed consideration. Okay, but in Indian law, actually we recognize it. So let's now go through the
Excuse me, sir.
rules governing consideration. Yeah. Any doubt? Yeah, someone was asking something.
Sir, actually, Rishi is in the lobby.
Sorry?
Sir, actually, Rishi Kanungu is in the lobby.
No, he is. Someone might be in the lobby actually only when they are not at all logging in through the MUJ IDs.
नो सर, उसको शो नहीं हो रहा ज्वाइन का ऑप्शन. जो टीम्स पे अपन ज्वाइन का ऑप्शन होता है ना, वो उसको शो नहीं
बेटा
हो रहा.
उसका उसको बोलो मुझे अभी ईमेल आईडी बताया, मैं आई विल जस्ट टेक हिम इन.
सर, एक मिनट मैं पूछता हूँ उससे.
फोन पे पूछ के मुझे डिक्टेट कर दो. और विक्रमादित्य उसको ये भी बोल सकते हो कि भाई he can actually go in the calendar and then log in.
जी सर, उसका आईडी है ऋषि डॉट
RISHI.
यस सर डॉट.
एक मिनट है, मैं यहाँ से उसको जोड़ ही देता हूँ ना. I have to actually go in Teams and then again add him back.
Okay.
एक मिनट. This is section B, yeah? Yes.
Yes.
बोलो.
ऋषि डॉट
19090
199090
1146
1146
ऑलरेडी एडेड है. ऋषि कानून नाम है उसका, है ना? ऑलरेडी बेटा वो सही तरीके से आ नहीं रहा है अंदर, ही इज ऑलरेडी एडेड, मैं इससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं कर सकता बिकॉज ही इज नॉट कमिंग इनसाइड बाय अ प्रॉपर वे. टेल हिम टू गो टू कैलेंडर्स एंड देन क्लिक ज्वाइन फ्रॉम द कैलेंडर्स, क्लिक वहां पे जो मीटिंग होगा वहां से क्लिक करके वहां से ज्वाइन.
ओके सर, बोलता हूँ.
Yeah. So let us now proceed further. Let Rishi also join. We will welcome him when he will join. So let us now proceed further. So a very simple contract must be supported. First most thing is that every contract must be supported by a valuable consideration. Otherwise it is formally void subject to some exceptions. So there are some exception which makes the contract void in absence of the consideration. So general rule regarding consideration is every contract must be supported by consideration. This is a general rule. So there may be some exceptions also as given. So we will go through the exceptions also today. That what are the exceptions? Okay. So consideration may be an act or an abstinence or a promise. If you see the definition of consideration, there are three things given: a act or an abstinence means whatever is said to be done. For example, A agrees to sell his car to B. So here there is an act of selling. The person is selling his car. Now other one is do not open a window on my side. I will pay you rupees 1 lakh. This is abstinence, means we are forbidding him. We are actually telling him not to do certain things. And promise is that I have just now given you example that engagement is a type of a promise which people do to marry in the future. So marrying is something which is promised during engagement. So the consideration may be either an act or an abstinence or a promise. Or it can also be a mix of act and a promise, or abstinence or a promise, something like that too. Okay, so that is the thing. So there must be mutuality. So
Sir, I have a
third
doubt,
point
sir.
is, sorry.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I just want to ask that, for example, just you just have right now given an example that we abstain a person, for example, to open a window on our side.
Yeah,
So,
do not
sir,
open the
do
window
not
on my
open a
side.
window on our side, and sir, he can deny also at that point of time. With
Yeah, why not?
so,
So the
so that
contract
will
will not
not be
happen.
any so there will be no consideration at that point of time, sir.
For sure, if the person will deny, there will be no
Hmm.
consideration. You are telling him not to open the window and he denies, no, I will open it. This you are saying, na?
Yes, sir.
So when the person is denying that, okay, I will to open my window, yaar, tum jo karna hai kar lo. Okay. So I do not want your 1 lakh rupees, but it is my house, my diwar. I will just break out a window from here and I will open a window. Okay, you cannot do anything. Actually, for not doing only that, what you are paying. So you keep your 1 lakh rupees with you, and I will open the window, no problem. So
Okay,
there is
so
no actually
consideration नहीं आएगा
forbearance
मतलब.
also. Whatever, maybe an act, maybe an abstinence, maybe a promise, must be at the desire of promiser, who is actually giving the consideration. So my desire is do not open. Now just see the definition. When at the desire of promiser, promisee or any other person. Okay, it starts like that. Getting or not getting? So
Yes,
my
sir,
desire
perfectly getting,
is
sir.
you should not open the window. This is my desire, and if you will not fulfill my desire, I will not give you 1 lakh rupees. So contract will not happen at all.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Hope it is okay.
Yes, sir, perfect, sir.
Yeah, very good that you have asked and you have cleared your doubts. Excellent. So consideration may be an act or an abstinence. So there must be mutuality. Again, Lagan, you have asked that it will comprise of mutuality also. So each party must do or agree to do something. Okay. So a gratuitous promise, though, there has to be mutuality, means whatever I say, the other person should do that. He should not do by his own, means own wish or on will, or I just wanted to do it, so I did it. For example, where A promises to subscribe rupees 5,000 for repair of a temple and then afterward refuses to pay, no action can be taken because this is something which is gratuitous promise or gratuitous payment. Okay, so gratuitous payment, maybe somebody, if he just finds that fire is broken out and the house is burning, and he comes for the help, and then afterwards asks for, I helped you, you please give me rupees 5,000. So that can also not be done, because the person has come by his own, gratuitously means by the own wish, by the own will. Okay, so that has to be considered when we are going for with the rules governing the consideration. It has to be on the desire of the promiser. Okay, so next is, consideration must be real, indefinite, and not vague or illusory. It should not be an illusion. For example, a boy says a girl, okay, out of love and affection also, I will just bring all the stars from the sky for you. Is this enforceable? Now the boy is not bringing all the stars from the sky, and the girl filed a suit against him. Would the suit be maintainable? Lagan, would the suit be maintainable?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because the
sir.
things are
No, sir.
illusionary. And even if the girls get it registered, first of all, the person who will be getting registered will be in the jail. Okay, because he has registered a illusionary type of thing. Okay. And secondly, at the same time, the person who is actually will not be able to enforce it, that the girl will not be able to enforce it. So it has to be real. Huh? It should not be vague or illusionary, must not be there. So suppose, for example, a father asks his son to stop doing the nuisance. Okay. And stop being the nuisance. He's, and I will give you something. For example, he tells you, you stop doing the nuisance, so I will give you a toffee. So the son has somewhere heard that there is a law where something like this happens, and you can file a suit and all that. So can he sue his father for a toffee because he has not made nuisance? He cannot, because there was no intention to create a legal relation. It was totally indefinite. Okay, so it's not like it's like that. Okay, so any problem till now?
No, sir.
Fine. So next is, although consideration must have some value, it need not be adequate. So a full return to the promise, that is a full return to the promise, has to be there, but may not be adequate. Okay, so section 25 further explains that an agreement to which the consent of a promiser is freely given is not void merely because of the consideration was inadequate. For example, where A voluntarily agreed to sell his motor car for rupees 500 to B. So it became a valid contract despite of an inadequacy of the consideration. Why? Because both have consensus addendum, both have the mind working at the same time, at the same sense, for the same thing. Now somebody wants to give something to someone for a very less amount, so nobody can stop him to do that. So may it be adequate, may it not be adequate. So adequacy is not a question. So it has to be moved from one person to another, first of all, and secondly, they should fulfill their promise. That is more important. So next is, consideration must be lawful. That is, it must not become an illegal act, such as paying someone to commit a crime. So if the consideration is unlawful, the agreement is void. So you cannot tell someone, okay, I will give you 1 lakh rupees, you kill other person, because it will be totally a illegal act. Or even I cannot tell someone, okay, you do my work, I will give you something. You do my work for, you can say, some wrong work, and I am a government employee, I will give you something. So it is something giving a bribe for getting the wrong things done. So that is also illegal. So all those things which are illegal cannot be enforceable, and those cannot form a part of the consideration even. And even besides, in section number 25 also, it is also given in section 10 as an essentials of a valid contract. Okay, so something unlawful cannot be treated as a consideration. Next is, consideration must be something more than the promisee is already bound to do for the promiser. Thus, an agreement to perform an existing obligation made with the person to whom the obligation is already owed is not made for consideration. Actually, what here the law is trying to tell is that you should not pay twice for the things which is to be done. For example, if a seaman deserts his ship, so breaking his contract of service and is induced to return to his duty by promising for extra wages, he cannot later sue for the extra wages since he has only done what he has already contracted for. So this was one of the case. So Slick versus Merrick. So this was a case of 1809 where a person who happened to be the captain of the ship actually was trying to come out of the ship because the ship was breaking in the sea. So he was made back to the ship and in order to control it in a better way because these guys are having experience to do that. So if you have ever gone for a shipperman's or seaman's agreement, it is clearly written over there that the captain of the ship would be the last person to leave the ship if the ship is sinking. He would be the last person to leave the ship if the ship is sinking. But here, this person is returning to his duty for some extra wages. For what extra wages? Because he is not doing his duty, he is returning to his duty for some extra wages. So he is not entitled to those extra wages even if he sues for it, because he was actually doing his duty and he was made to do his own duty for some extra wages because there was no other way out at that time to send him except making him greedy. Okay, so one person cannot be paid twice for the work he has to do. So once a commitment is there, then it is his contract, it is in the contract of service, then he has to do whatever he has to do. So you cannot just tell him to just do it in a better way, or everyone is expected to do his job in a better way. Okay. So next point is when consideration is not necessary. So I hope the points up to here, the rules regarding considerations are clear to you. Any doubt till now? Anyone wants to ask anything? You can.
No, sir, no doubt, sir.
Sure?
No doubt, sir.
Fine. Okay. So when the consideration is said to be necessary, or sorry, when consideration is not said to be necessary. So actually there is one maxim in the law: no consideration, no contract. So actually, if we see from that point of view, as a general rule, I have told you that consideration is must for every contract to happen. So a contract without consideration is considered as a void one. But there are certain exception to this. So the first most exception is that uh, if it is expressed in writing and registered, and something is made out of natural love and affection between the parties standing in a near relation to each other, then you need not to give consideration. The other party need not to give consideration, right? So, example, out of love and affection, if the husband promises his wife, okay, out of love and affection, I like to give you, or I promise to give you, or provides her a check of rupees, suppose 50,000. So, this written writing of check out of love and affection, or he promises to give his wife a sum of rupees 50,000 out of love and affection, and the wife gets it registered in writing, then afterwards the husband cannot deny, provided whatsoever may the circumstances be at the time of taking the cash. At that time when it was made, it was out of love and affection, so it has to be executed anyhow. But at the same time, if just in order to get rid of the wife, the husband has, because she was actually uh, making a lot of she was adamant of doing anything, and she made him do, or she made him write a check. In that case, it is not out of love and affection, so it cannot be executed or it cannot be enforced. So similar case is with the say there is a leading case which is called Raj Lakhi Bai versus Bhutnath. So Raj Lakhi Bai versus Bhutnath Mukherjee, there was a case. In this case, the Hindu husband, after referring to the quarrel and disagreements between him and his wife, executed a registered document in favor of his wife, in which he agrees to pay her maintenance. And but actually there was no consideration which has moved from the wife. So it was held by the court that the agreement was void for the want of consideration, as the agreement was not on the account of love and affection. So this is a case of 1900 AD. Okay, so natural love and affection has to be there in order to execute or okay. One more thing is there, if you see in this definition, that parties near standing in a near relation. So what is this near relation? So near relation, the law has the contract has referred to the various cases. If you see the near relation between the relationship between husband and wife, number one, or any other blood relation. Okay, so in blood relation also the things are equally valid. So there was one more case which is called Venkata Swami versus Ranga Swami, 1903 case it was. So Venkata Swami, on the account of natural love and affection, promises his brother to discharge his debt. Means he has actually promised his brother that whatever debt you are having, I will discharge those debt, because Venkata Swami was a rich guy and Ranga Swami was a poor one, but both were brothers. But out of natural love and affection, they got the things, and Ranga Swami got it registered, for which we also means this Venkata Swami also agrees. Now afterwards, what happened? Venkata Swami actually refused to discharge his debts. So he actually take a loan from somewhere and actually get rid of the debt. But afterwards, what he did, he filed a suit against Venkata Swami for execution of his promise for the debt, and the court held that it is valid because it was out of love and affection. Okay, so this is one situation. Any doubt in this? No doubt. Fine. So next is, if it is made to compensate a person who has already done something voluntarily for the promisor, or done something which the promisor was legally compellable to do. So if a person has already done certain things in past, okay, and this person is actually telling him to just do certain things, means he is promising out of that thing which has been done in past. So somebody wants to compensate that thing, or somebody wants to clear the obligation of someone which has happened in past. In such a case, this will also do not need any consideration. Okay, so means this is something which is related to, I have told you one case of when A actually lost his son, and his servant brought the son back to him, right? So suppose, for example, this has happened, and the servant has brought the son back to him, and out of means all this, the person after maybe after 1 or 2 months uh, means recognizing this, promised the servant that okay, I will pay you rupees 5,000 after 1 month. So after 1 month, the person who has actually voluntarily done this, the act which he has recognized, the act of his servant, that he brought his son back and he promised that I will pay you rupees 5,000 after 1 month. So after 1 month, if he is not paying, the servant can file a suit against him and can recover the amount. Why? Because the consideration which he has recognized has already been moved, that he has brought his son back, and in exchange of that he has promised to give 5,000 rupees to him. So consideration, it will be deemed that the consideration has already been moved, though at the time when the promise of paying rupees 5,000 was done, there was no consideration. So such contract also do not require any consideration. Third, so if it is a promise in writing by a person to pay a time barred debt, a person who is charged with the debt, and you are actually have taken some money from someone, and the money is not payable as per the Limitations Act 1993, because Limitations Act says that anything which has not been executed or not been enforced for a certain period of time becomes time barred, and afterwards the person loses his right to enforce it. So this in the Limitation Act, the maximum period for enforcement is 12 years. Okay, if the 12 years has passed and the person is not at all able to do the things, then he has to forego the things. So in the same way, if we see if some check is there, okay, if some check is there and the person who has given the check doesn't encashes the check within 3 months, previously this period was 6 months. So if a person doesn't encashes the check for 3 months, this check becomes time barred and then afterwards it cannot be encashed. So if the check has the time period for the check has already passed and the other party actually uh, requested on the request issues another check, so that check has to be there. So another check with the new check which is to be written by the party who has to give the payment need not to have any consideration at the time of writing the check, because this is a consideration for the already taken a debt which has become time barred. Okay, so any doubt up till here, time barred debt and all?
No, sir.
Fine. So let's proceed further with the fourth point. Fourth point is, besides, according to Section 185 the Indian Contract Act, consideration is not required to create an agency. So in order to make someone an agent, if you want to make someone an agent who will work on your behalf, there is a contract between you and that person, but the consideration will not move from any of the parties. So what consideration will be there? Whenever that agent will do some work for you, you will give some brokerage to him or something to him, so that can be done for the thing. But at the time when the contract is being signed, that is there will be no consideration at all, and this contract will also be valid because there is a contract of doing performing some certain things in the future, and those things are cannot be determined now. It totally depends on the circumstances of the future, that what type of work the agent will be doing for you who has just now entered into a contract with the agent. Okay, so this is the law of agency or the contract of agency. This is under Section 185. We will separately study this when we will be going with the special contracts. So next is, in the case of a gift actually made, no consideration is necessary. There need not be nearness or dearness of relationship, and even if it is there, it need not be out of natural love. So a person can make a gift to anyone. Okay, he can also give a charity to any temple, provided that gift is registered. So if the gift is registered, then there will be no requirement of the consideration, and this is also called completed gift. Completed gift. It is just not just a promise, but it is a completed gift which is already given. So it actually provides the person the right which is called jus in rem, or you can say rights in rem. So jus in rem actually tells that the person to whom the gift is made, that person actually enjoys the right to enjoy the gift against anyone else in the world. So nobody else in the world, in other words, can deprive him for enjoying the gift which has been given by someone to him. Okay, so this is called this is called completed gift. Okay, so it also doesn't needs any consideration. Okay, there are some other things also, like the contract of guarantee. When a person gives a guarantee to other person, it also doesn't requires any person giving the means it also doesn't requires any consideration. In the same way, if you are going for a gratuitous bailment, for example, I am going out somewhere and I have a dog at home. Who will take care of the dog? I have given the dog to my neighbor, so the neighbor will take care, and it is called a gratuitous bailment. So I have actually bailed my dog to him and will again return it back when I will come back from the journey. So this also doesn't need any type of you can say consideration. but at the same time, it is equally good to have a contract. So this is the contract. So, Dheeraj Lamba, why are you making so much of sound?
सर आज के लिए काफी हो गया.
हैं?
आज के लिए काफी हो गया सर इतना.
नहीं, काफी तो तब होगा अभी जब मैं बोलूंगा काफी तब होगा ना यार. तो तुम आवाज करोगे मतलब काफी हो गया तो ये.
मैं आवाज कुछ नहीं कर रहा सर. मैं
अच्छा.
बात बोल
सो इलस्ट्रेशन दे रखे हैं आप, मैं आपको बता दिए हैं. पुन्नो बीबी वर्सेस फयाज बख्श का है. ये राज लक्की देवनाथ वर्सेस भूतनाथ का भी मैंने आपको बता दिया. ग्रेचुइटियस प्रॉमिस कैन बी एनफोर्स. ये सब आप एक बार अपने आप खुद भी देख लोगे तो चल जाएगा. दो आई हैव कवर्ड all the points. This is something related to the charity, a contribution for the charity. I have already discussed along with the gift that if you are giving something in charity, so that charity will also be considered to be a without consideration, but that charity has to be something adjoining. For example, there was one case of Abdul Aziz versus Masoom Ali. So in this case, what happened that Abdul Aziz actually promised to give rupees 500 to the secretary of a mosque committee for rebuilding of the mosque. So however, in this case, the secretary did not incur any liability by engaging the contractor, and then afterwards A refused to pay. But had this contract been executed, or on the basis of this promise, the secretary would have started some construction work. So at that time, this Abdul Aziz would have to pay rupees 500. So that's what happened in this Kedarnath Bhattacharya versus Gauri Muhammad case. In this case, Gauri Muhammad actually promised Kedarnath Bhattacharya to give 100 rupees donation for the construction of town hall at Howrah. So it is a case of Howrah. Howrah is near Calcutta. Actually, both are the twin cities. So on the strength of the promise, the liability was incurred because he started construction, and then afterwards Gauri Muhammad refused to pay. So when the Gauri Muhammad refused to pay, then there was a suit against him. So when the suit was there, then it was held that because he has given a promise and a liability has been incurred because the other person started the construction of that town hall. So liability has been incurred, so that's why he has to fulfill his promise. Okay, therefore, a contribution to the charity, if the liability is committed, then in that case, it will not require any contribution to pay it off. Okay, so this was all about your consideration. So consider today's consideration, and considering that, I think you will be able to learn and take it up, right? So let me take the attendance and then you will be free. So Akash Jain, Abhay Jain, Abhishek Singh, Adhiraj, Akash, Ashutosh,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Azan, Deepak, Dhananjay, Dheeraj,
Sir, Azan
Tripti,
present.
Devyanshi,
Dheeraj
Vaishnavi, Gaurav
present.
Sharma,
Dheeraj present.
Harsh,
Present, sir.
Jaipal Singh,
Sir, present.
Tanishk, Kashish Sharma, Khushi Wadhwa,
Present, sir.
Lakshya,
Present, sir.
Sunny, Manish,
Present, sir.
Mihir,
Present, sir.
Pranav
Sir,
Sharma,
Lakshay present. Lakshay present.
Present, sir.
Raghav,
present, sir.
Rishabh Goyal, Rishi, Ritik
Present, sir.
Yadav, Sahil Khandelwal, Shriyans Jain,
Present,
Shubham,
sir. Ritik Yadav.
Present,
Present, sir. Sahil Khandelwal.
Sophie,
Shubham
Tanish,
present.
Tarun, Vaishnavi,
Present, sir. Yes,
Karmaditya,
sir.
and Yashasvi.
Yes, sir.
Present, sir.
Vikramaditya present.
Present, sir.
Sir, Azan present.
Haji.
Present, sir.
So let me end the class over here, and
Thank you, sir.
all the best to you.
Bye,
for the
sir.
rest of the